Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Botch Pit. I'm Chris, Librarian of the Pit, and holy shit, this is going to be a lengthy series. As most of you are likely aware, the Chronicles of Darkness and World of Darkness lines are where we primarily focus our work on, but as been displayed over and over again, we play a large variety of games. The next game line we're about to really start digesting is Paizo's phenomenal Starfinder. Some time ago, we did a brief introduction to what Starfinder is, but this will be the first time we do a full-length, multi-guide series on a game line outside our traditional comfort zone. But it's a vast world out there, and there's too much cool shit out there to just stick to one game line. Since it's been quite some time since I made that introductory video for Starfinder, allow me to bring up a few facts that are relevant to this video. Starfinder is the heir apparent to Pathfinder, Paizo's explosive first-party entry into the role-playing game space. Initially, the team that would be Paizo cut their teeth in making modules and content for the iconic Dungeons & Dragons, Wizard of the Coast's gargantuan money-making role-playing darling. However, there were some troubled times here and there for Dungeons & Dragons, namely with its 3rd edition, and that's where Paizo began planning out their debut. They took a version of the D20 3.5 system and ran with that number-heavy crunchy bitch, and thanks to the protection granted by the open game license, they found their own path to success. Pun intended. Regardless, I'm going to keep this brief, as this is quite legitimately, as it sounds like, an introduction to character creation. While doing this, I realized I had a couple of choices in how I could handle this going forward as far as the helpful tutorial goes. So, here's how I'm going to break it down. First off, this is not going to be typical to how I've done my guides before. This will have, wait for it, structure. I'm going to be blunt here, and though you may have heard me say it before, Starfinder is, for lack of a better word, deep, and I pardon my Bostonian accent that randomly crept out. And a bit less on the, shall we say, user-friendly side of things. On the bright side, deep also means it has an immense allotment of customization to go along with it. On the downside, well, we have a lot of ground to cover. The very first thing I'll be doing is making short class guides. Mind you, these won't be guides to playing these classes yet, just what they are, their class bonuses, and what they do on a basic level. There will definitely be a time when we make advanced guides on playing these specific classes, but for now, it'll be easier to digest and reference in easier, just tiny little bites. Also, since I'm making this series after the Awesome Character Operations Manual has come out, well, I'll be including those classes as well. I know, why not just do the basic, core book-only classes first? Because witch warpers, that's why. I'm a sucker for their kind of malarkey, and if I'm going to be going through all of this, I'm going to do it in a way where I can learn while I do it. You don't control me, Dad! Next, we'll begin covering races. Starfinder has a ton of these, and I'll be honest, while I am including aspects of the Character Operations Manual, I will not be covering the other supplements, as there's way too many to go over. With 3 alien archives, the pack worlds, etc., it's just way too much. We'll get to them, but for a beginner's guide to character creation series, well, it's overwhelming to both the audiences and myself. Following this, we'll begin to hit the themes section, bounty hunter, ace pilot, things like that. Not only does choosing one benefit you from a statistical point, but it helps you refine the direction you want your characters to go. Even if you choose not to use pre-generated themes, you can always come up with one with your game master or GM. Then I'll make a guide detailing alignment and the deities and what exactly they mean in the world of Starfinder. No, you don't have to choose one, but if you're a newer player, you can always use the stat boost, and it helps the GM with story seeding. Next up, I'll begin making videos that explain what all the abbreviations and terms on the character sheet are, and what they mean to you in your character creation. Notice a pattern? I'm actually following the order these items appear on the character sheet. Order! From me. Crazy, right? Now, once we have all those out of the way, we can begin to dive into the more rigorous aspect of the game, actually statting out your character and figure out what the hell exactly all those little numbers and blocks in the sheet mean. At this point, you should be more familiar with the terminology and whatnot, so that should make this step much simpler. We'll also likely take this step by step, lumping in ability scores with skills, then we'll hit initiative, health and resolve, armor classes, saving throws, attack bonuses, and anything we may have missed for the final part. So, buckle up, get your finest D20 in hand to get ready, because the Botch Pit are about to go hard in on Starfinder. And if you're thinking to yourself, hey Pit, aren't you mostly a horror-focused group? Well, USA, just wait. We have some crazy projects in the works, and not just on our own. Have a great night, or day, or, wherever you may be. This is Librarian, drifting out. Thanks for listening.